The battle for the Kelly Cup is down to 4 teams. We preview the conference finals. Coaches coming, coaches going, and coaches staying. We'll tell you who's involved. And highlights from all the division final series. We're banging the drum for the Kelly Cup playoffs. ECHL week starts now.
Hi, welcome to another edition of ECHL Week. This time we come to you from the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania, home of the Reading Royals, as the Kelly Cup playoffs continue. The first 2 rounds of the playoffs are complete. It's getting really exciting now, and close to the end, let's tee up the 2 conference final series. A rematch of the 2019 Eastern Finals begins tonight. The Kelly Cup champs 3 years ago, Newfoundland is the only team still alive in the playoffs which didn't win its regular season division title. The North Division's second-place club advanced by being just the second team to win Games 6 and 7 of the playoff series on the road. The Growlers have no shortage of talent. Both forward Tyler Boland and defenseman Ben Finkelstein have 20 points in the postseason to date. And regular season scoring leader Zach O'Brien was unable to play in the last 2 games of the division final. In goal, ECHL All-Rookie team member Keith Petruzzelli had a couple hiccups in the postseason, but last week he rebounded to help the Growlers become just the 8th team in league history to win a 7-game series after trailing 3-1. Well-rested Florida hopes for payback against the ECHL's easternmost team. The Everblades were eliminated from the playoffs by the Growlers 3 years ago. Florida's defense has been outstanding. In the first 2 playoff rounds, the Blades allowed just 20 goals in 10 games. Goaltender Cam Johnson has been brilliant. He's only lost once in the playoffs, in overtime, and he earned 3 shutouts in the South Division final against Jacksonville. Florida doesn't have gaudy offensive stats, but when you're playing great defense, you don't have to score too much, and 6 Blades have found the net at least 3 times in the postseason. Although Florida's penalty killing percentage has been slightly better so far, Newfoundland, which has never lost a playoff round, has 4 shorthanded goals. Look for Florida to use its size advantage to influence the style of play in this series. The Everblades also have more experience. Will that make a difference? We'll see. The Western Conference title round pits 2019 Kelly Cup finalist Toledo against Mountain Division champ Utah, which prior to this spring had won just 2 playoff rounds since 2011. Grizzlies defenseman Charle-Edouard has had a remarkable playoff season. He's already tied the all-time league record for most goals in a playoff year, and he did it in 2 rounds. The ECHL's Defenseman of the Year has already established a new standard for playoff power play goals. His teammate, Benjamin Tardif, also has had a hot hand. The 2 are tied for the league lead in postseason scoring. Goalie Trent Miner has added to his excellent regular season with a fine playoff. So far, he's 3rd in the league in save percentage. For Toledo, Brandon Hawkins, who won the Kelly Cup with Fort Wayne last season, and TJ Hensick lead the way in the scoring department. Interestingly, veteran forward John Albert has 6 playoff goals, and 4 of them have been game winners. Goaltender Billy Christopoulos has been solid with flashes of brilliance during the Walleyes' playoff run. He's played every minute during Toledo's postseason journey. Utah's power play unit is clicking at nearly 36% this playoff year, but Toledo's penalty kill percentage is almost 89%. This matchup might be a key to the series. Despite the Grizzlies' obvious talent level, the Walleye have a distinct advantage in the experience department. The ECHL's youngest team, Utah, has used 17 rookies in the playoffs. Toledo has used 1. We'll soon discover if the idiom of youth being served pays off with a Kelly Cup finals berth.
Hi, I'm Brandon Hawkins with Toledo Walleye, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Details about the 22-23 regular season schedule and coaching vacancies are all part of our news from around the ECHL feature. Save Friday, October 21st to your calendar. That's when the 35th season of ECHL hockey is scheduled to get started. That night features 8 games, including playoff opponents from this season, Reading at Newfoundland, as well as Utah versus Rapid City. The next night features 9 games. Notable among them is the first ever match for the ECHL's 28th team, the Savannah Ghost Pirates, who will make their debut at Greenville. Hockey fans in coastal Georgia will have to wait until Saturday, November 5th for the Pirates to make their first home appearance, also against the Swamp Rabbits. Sunday, April 16th, will be the final day of the 22-23 season. In between, Norfolk will host the ECHL All-Star Classic on Monday, January 16th. Although, as usual, much of the schedule features teams playing within their divisions, 89 interconference games are on the schedule. 25 teams are taking part in those games. Tops on the list are Wheeling with 16 and Reading with 14, including 8 against each other, plus Norfolk and Utah with 10 interconference games apiece. Another note about next season: to accommodate the arrival of the league's 28th team, Savannah, in the South Division, the Norfolk Admirals are moving to the North Division. As a result, all 4 divisions will be balanced. It'll be the first time since 2014-15 that the ECHL has had 4 7-team divisions. Savannah has tapped a former ECHL player assistant coach to be its first ever bench boss. Rick Bennett, who spent 4 productive years in the league in the late 90s, comes to the team after a lengthy coaching run with Union College, where he won an NCAA Division I national championship in 2014.
Staff will put together a team that competes and takes a lot of pride in wearing that jersey, that Ghost Pirates jersey, and is also involved in this community. So I look forward again to meeting all of you and putting a product on the ice that you're all proud of.
Bennett spent much of his pro playing career in the American Hockey League. He did appear in 15 NHL games with the New York Rangers in the early 90s. More Ghost Pirates significant hockey news is the announcement that they have entered into their first NHL affiliation agreement with the Vegas Golden Knights. The Henderson Silver Knights will be the American Hockey League member of the arrangement. Vegas' affiliation in the ECHL had been with Fort Wayne from 2018 through this past season. The Comets are in negotiations for a new NHL affiliate. Allen is hoping that playing achievements translate to coaching success. The Americans have chosen Chad Costello as their new head coach. Allen's second ECHL bench boss played nearly 4 seasons in an American sweater. He was part of a couple of Kelly Cup title teams in 2015 and 2016. His outstanding career includes 3 ECHL MVP trophies and another one in the playoffs. I enjoyed my time as a player here so much, especially the back-to-back Kelly Cups, said Costello, who won 3 ECHL scoring crowns. This has always felt like home to me. I look forward to leading the charge to bring the Kelly Cup back to Texas. The native of Johnston, Iowa, led the ECHL in scoring 3 times, and this past season, the team captain at age 35 still averaged over a point per game. Team owner Jack Galati said, "We see great leadership qualities in Chad. We know he has the drive and motivation to lead both young players and our veterans. He knows what it takes to win, and we have all the confidence in him to guide this team." Costello was hired to replace longtime coach Steve Martinson, whose contract was not renewed. Martinson departs Allen in 3rd place in the all-time ECHL coaching victories list and number 4 all-time in games coached. Since 2017, however, his teams had won only 1 playoff round. Allen was ousted by Rapid City in the first round of this season's Kelly Cup playoffs. Another team conducting a coaching search is Adirondack. The Thunder aren't renewing the contract of head coach and director of hockey operations Alex Lowe. Lowe joined the team as an assistant coach prior to its first ECHL season in 2015. He took on the head coaching assignment 3 years later. This past season was the first time Adirondack did not qualify for a Kelly Cup playoff berth. It finished last in the North Division. A coach who is remaining in place is Jerry Fleming. In fact, the Iowa bench boss has added the title of general manager. Also staying with the team is assistant coach Derek Damon, who has become the team's assistant general manager. The two will have responsibility for all the team's hockey operations. In their debut season, the Heartlanders finished 8 points out of a playoff spot in the Central Division.
Highlights from the deciding game of all 4 division final series straight ahead on ECHL Week.
First-time buyers make up 35% of U.S. home sales. New buyers can benefit early by working with an experienced, trusted real estate advisor. In the Pacific Northwest, Will Springer is your trusted advisor for buyers and sellers. For a free consultation or to find a real estate agent in your area of the country, contact Will today.
walleye time. Let's take a look back at the last game of all 4 division final series. A shorthanded goal by Newfoundland's Darian Plouffe after a feed from Jeremy McKenna started the Growlers on their improbable comeback from a 3-1 series deficit against Reading. A 2-0 lead resulted when Noel Huffenmeyer's blast went in off Royals goaltender Pat Nagel's stick. The replay shows Nagel attempting to deflect the shot wide of the net and out of harm's way. Instead, his deflection put the puck in the net and the Royals in a hole from which they couldn't escape. Another defenseman, Ben Finkelstein, made his screened shot count, and it put Newfoundland up 3-1. Isaac Johnson put the game away with the Growlers' second 2-on-1 strike midway through the third period. Key to this victory for the 2019 Kelly Cup champs was a suffocating defensive effort which stymied the Royals for much of the game. In no period did Reading have more than 6 shots, and the Royals went nearly 16.5 minutes before recording any shots in the third period. After amassing 16 goals in its first 3 Mountain Division Final Series games against Rapid City, all wins, things got a bit more challenging for Utah. Shut out in Game 5, the offense returned in Game 6 as the series shifted back to West Valley City. Charle-Edouard opened the scoring for the Grizzlies. The score stayed 1-0 for a while, primarily as a result of some excellent work by Rapid City goaltender Lucas Parikh. He shut the door for the remainder of the first 2 periods to hold his team in the game. And when Brett Gravel of the Rush scored late in the second period to tie it at 1, the outcome was surely in doubt. But the third period belonged to Utah. 4 unanswered goals, starting with Dastu's second of the game, put the Grizzlies on top to stay. That even strength marker, Dastu's 17th of the postseason, tied an all-time ECHL record for goals in a playoff year. About 2 minutes later, Luke Martin's short-handed strike gave Utah a 2-goal cushion. Dakota Raby and Kyle Betts closed out the scoring and helped Utah to its first conference final berth since 2008. After being extended to 7 games in its first-round playoff series against Cincinnati, regular season Central Division champ Toledo took just the minimum of 4 games to oust Wheeling and add the division playoff title to its list of achievements this season. The Brabham Cup champs were pushed by the Nailers in the 2 games which took place in West Virginia, but the Walleye trailed only 1 time in the entire series when Wheeling scored the opening goal in Game 2. 5 Toledo players scored at least 4 points in the series. Matt Alfaro was the only Nailer with more than 2. An 86.7% penalty killing rate for Toledo also sealed the fate of Wheeling, which was making its first playoff appearance since 2016. In the series clincher, Marcus Vila, just back from the American Hockey League, John Albert, and Patrick Curry took care of the goal scoring for the Walleye. At the other end of the ice, goaltender Billy Christopoulos continued his consistent postseason work by stopping 22 of 23 Wheeling attempts. Toledo heads into the conference finals on a 6-game winning streak. Another second-round sweep was accomplished in the South Division as Florida duplicated Toledo's feat in adding the postseason title to its regular season division championship. The deciding victory at Jacksonville featured fine goaltending from both Charles Williams of the Icemen and the Everblades' Cam Johnson, and the only goal came 5 minutes into overtime off the stick of Florida's Dylan Vander Esch. Johnson's shutout was his 3rd of the series, and the Game 4 victory placed Blades head coach Brad Ralph in a tie for the top spot in all-time ECHL playoff wins. Florida's victory brought an end to Jacksonville's best ever year, during which it posted its highest regular season point total and won its first ever postseason series. That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week from Reading, Pennsylvania. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels. You know what they are. It's the best way to keep up to date on everything that's going on throughout the ECHL 24/7. We'll see you on June 3rd for our next show when we wrap up the conference finals and look ahead to the Kelly Cup Championship Series. See you then. ECHL teams embrace being part of their communities. In Reading, the Royals Booster Club manages the 50/50 program and handles selling tickets to dedicated fans. Many area charities benefit from the Booster Club's efforts.